That's literally what? 12 away. 12 buildings away. Total, thank you for 72 months. Happy anniversary. Okay, so advanced settings. Oh, we've got separate services. Look at this. So this needs to run every 30 minutes, so we can use up to the 59-minute mark easily. Space it out a little bit. Right. That's 1 hour. Now that one, we need to make that take a bit longer. Cool. Now we just got to deliver it. Which remains to be seen if we can actually do that. Yep, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Right, first of all, we know the King's now taking up to 40, so it doesn't need the massive bus anymore. So we can give that the Ramses. City of Westminster, we have no idea. No idea what it needs. Let's chuck it in Aceto for now. Let's see what happens. We need some numbers to come in. It's only Saturday. It won't be as busy. We can always add an additional bus if we need to. Funnily enough, that percentage at the moment is still where it was before. Oh, hang on. Waterloo Medics W1. Put you in that. Biff, 31 months. Would you wish my daughter Olivia a happy birthday? It's her 4th birthday tomorrow. Oh, that's so cute. Happy 4th birthday, Olivia. Brilliant. Oh, to be 4 years old again, eh? Sign. Done. Exactly. 4 years old. You're oblivious to the world. You don't even know what's going on. You don't watch the news. When do we get paid for our little thingy? Contract money. I'm not seeing anything struggle right now. I hope we don't get paid weekly. I hope we get paid daily. End of each tour. Okay. What's this? Out of service? What's that? The heck was that? Just get out or heading to the depot. Fair enough. It's ridiculous how much ground is around Buckingham Palace. Look at that. Like, imagine how much that land is worth. Oh, Biff. No, you can't. They're starting to get a little bit busy, but it's okay. I didn't put the big bus on, though. I think by the time we get to Monday, though, that'll be really busy. Oh, I'm not saying it shouldn't be green. I mean, but then you've got this huge expense, which I think is the... Is that the zoo? I can't remember now. Is that London Zoo? Not sure. Not really been. Don't do zoos. I know there's another one up here. That's a zoo. Inside, that's Regent's Park, I think, and then there's a zoo there. Can't remember what this is. It's like ovals to the right of the palaces where you worked as a soldier to the HRH the Queen. You mean this? Oh, hang on. K1 wants 86 packs. Blimey. Waterloo wants another one. Cotton Cuddle, thank you for 17 months. Good evening to you. Yeah, it's been decent. We almost went bust, but maybe we're turning it around now. We'll see. Trouble is, we need to get trophy points. But at least we'll get that organically with this one. How many buses do we have left? More office space required. Yeah, that list is not changing. I actually could probably get him or her. Conroy, another bus driver. We've still got 3 bus drivers massively stressed out. Another bus on COW. How do you know? $11,000 on a weekend. Let's spend $6,000 of our hard-earned cash. Oh, that's getting a bit full. Still not massively happy with that bus route, if I'm honest. You got to research bendy buses? Nah. Double deckers. Andy-led. That's what we need. Don't do bendy buses in London. Hey, Current Health, this man, I would like to thank you for taking over Waterloo Medics W1. We're currently completely happy. All right, so they're okay. Armin. Hello, I've noticed that my hourly wage is not appropriate. It's no longer appropriate. I would like to see a salary increase. We'll take you over that £15 per hour threshold. 10 pence an hour. That's what you're getting. Reduce fuel consumption. We're 107. We need 175 to get the auto scheduler thing. Good night. Who's our researcher again? Firefighter. Look at the stress levels. We've just been working him to the bone. That's a bit full. I'm really happy with the schedule of Waterloo Medics W1. Please keep it that way. Cool. Well, if you think we need larger buses now, wait until Monday. See if we can pick up a cheap. That's not cheap. Oh, we can get the old 530 now. Use some new tyres. Just some more options. That's the number of unread messages. The number 1. Yeah, we could give a couple of drivers a day off. I think we've got enough. I think it's because there's a decent pool of them. It looks like they're getting sort of rotated anyway. A lot of the stress levels have come right down. Oh, look at that friendliness bar. That's more like it. Where have these guys been? Flipping heck. Oh, a bit too much. Yep, a couple of extra friendly drivers. Why don't you, Joseph, take the day off? There you go. 3 of them having a day off now. Can't say further than that. You just hired a mechanic? No, I didn't, Baz. You serious? I thought I had the bus driver filter on. What the heck? See ya. What else did I hire? Got 2 researchers. I don't know why I've got 2 researchers. You can go as well. Service employees. Did you actually manage to hire a friendly bus driver and all that? We got 1 out of it. I just put 3 people on holiday. I bet I don't have enough bus drivers now. That'll do. Okay, right. I can't believe how low this number is. 18%. That is terrible. Considering we have a 4-star rating, but so few want to use public transport. And let's face it, in London, like, it's very hard not to use public transport. Well, that's crept up. That's on 27%. I wish you could speed up time another, like, it's normal, double, triple. I wish you could go more. Your likeness to use buses went up to 18%. I thought it was 18%. Oh, was it 17? It'd be nice if it showed you a trend, like whether it's a green up arrow or a red down arrow, just to give you an idea. And then if you hover over it, it would tell you why. I feel there's a lot of information that the game needs to sort of give you that it's not giving you right now. You walked a lot on your 2 days in London 20 years ago. I was in London just a couple of weeks ago, and we walked a lot. We did a lot of walking that day. I can't even remember. We went all over the place, man. We were. I remember us coming through here, Parliament Square. We went over past the London Eye that way, all the way along here. Walked past the HMS Belfast. Came down here somewhere. Had pie and mash. Oh, well, that's after we'd come through Soho on foot. Think about a shuttle from the train station to entertainment notes for the weekend. Not unless the game's going to pay me to do it. We did take the tube a little bit, but mostly we walked a lot of it. How did Alex enjoy London, Baz? Funny story, Baz. See, if you said to Alex now, if you said to him, how did you enjoy London? He'd be like, yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it, yeah. But on the day, whilst walking around, tough crowd. There was me and Imp showing him the sights of London. Like, we literally took him past Big Ben, Houses of Parliament, Millennium Wheel, London Bridge, Tower Bridge, HMS Belfast, Trafalgar Square, like Nelson's Column, like all the big sites we took him to. And he was like, oh yeah, it's another building. Over there, there's the Houses of Parliament, there's Big Ben, all that stuff. And honestly, right now, the Houses of Parliament looks the best you're ever going to see it. Because it has just been refurbished. Like, all the scaffolding's come down. It looks mint. Big Ben looks absolutely mint right now. And it'll be, God knows, 20 years before they do that again. And he looked at it and he just went, yeah, another building. Took him past HMS Belfast. He was like, well, it's just a ship, isn't it? It's just a boat. Like, okay. That's honestly what it was like. If you don't believe me, Imp can confirm. But if you ask him, he'll be like, oh yeah, I enjoyed it. It was full-on Carl Pilkington mode. That's exactly what it was. No, so I just said NJ. And so last time I saw Big Ben, I think it was last year, it was scaffolding all the way up, like the most insane amount of scaffolding. Because they're refurbing it. They've been refurbing it for ages. It's all gone, and it looks amazing. I don't even know. Did I take a photo of it? Chroma keyed. I did, in fact, take a photo of it. Look, there you go. Not really doing it justice because it was a very cold, cloudy day. But in the sun, it looks fantastic. It's so clean now. And then there was a guy, City of Westminster, took a picture of this man. And then right behind him in the courtyard were officers with MP5s. And then took a picture of the Shard. Like I say, it was a really cold winter's day. This is a cool building. This is near the HMS Belfast, and it's all covered. There's all shops and stuff. It's quite. I don't know what it's called though. Oh, it's called Bermondsey apparently. Bermondsey. That's what it's called. That was Chinatown, Theatre District, all that area. Yeah, that's about it. Plenty of pubs, yeah. He was more excited than Alex. The thing is, Baz, is I have a real appreciation of architecture. I really do. Like it. There's so many buildings in London that you walk around and you look at them. It's the same in Germany. You look at them, they're just magnificent structures. You just look at the detail on these buildings, the craftsmanship that went into it, and you're just blown away by it. Like we just don't make anything like that anymore. That's what I get out of it. I'm happy to stand there and just look at these buildings for a while and just take it all in because they're incredible. But yeah, Alex is like, that's building. Like, what do you say to that, you know? Yeah, exactly. Wow, another one. Tom Sunday. Another building. And another month. Thank you. Well, you also think about the tools that they had. Some of these buildings were made like 100 years ago, 150, 200 or more. Like they didn't have power tools. They didn't have impact drivers, cranes for everything. Like everything was hoisted by hand. You know, ropes and chisels and like everything's made out of stone, and all the stone was just perfectly prepared. It's incredible. I'll offer £500 for you to be my tour guide. Honestly, I reckon me and Imp could do a cracking job as tour guides. We could do a cracking job. And I think one day, me and Imp should organise a Nuthouse London tour. And we'll take you around the sights of London. First bit's the tower 1,000 years old. Yeah. Because, you know, if you've got an appreciation of history or architecture, there's just so much of it there. I don't know, NGN. All the hotels in London are not cheap either. Yeah, exactly. Generational craftsmen. They were just trained from a young age. Incredible. Yeah, and then you get on a tour bus as well. You can go around London on a tour bus and see a lot quickly. Would I drive you around London? Dude, you don't drive around London. Yes, you're crazy. You take public transport, you walk. That's how you get around London. People who drive are just mad. Do the Circle Line pub crawl. I've done pub crawls. I've done more than one pub crawl around London, and yeah. It can get messy. You've done the Monopoly one. I mean, that's the other thing. I was actually like thinking of taking Alex to. Well, yeah, we took Alex to some of the Monopoly places, like some of the places on the Monopoly board. Yeah, you literally took him to Trafalgar Square for one. I think we walked past the Harry Potter theatre. We walked him past that. We took him through Soho, and what's it called? Not Seven Sisters. We went to Seven Sisters, but in Soho there's a street, a roundabout with 7 roads coming off it, and it's got a particular name. I can't remember it. 7 Dials. That's it. 7 Dials. You know, we took him through all these things, and he just not bothered. Not bothered. It was like taking. I'll tell you what it was like. It was like taking a moody 14-year-old teenager on a tour of London. As in, you know, they got their hands in their pockets and their head down, like, can I go home? You know, I don't want to be here. It's a bit like that. You're pointing out all these things like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it's building. Yeah, I don't care. It's like that. But if you ask him, he'll say a completely different thing. But you can verify it with him. Seven Sisters, the White Cliffs of Dover, is that another location? Well, Seven Sisters is a tube stop on the Victoria line, which is different to 7 Dials. And the White Cliffs of Dover is on the south coast of England that meets the channel, and there's like White Cliffs. And that's what one of the things the RAF used to see when they were flying back from bombing sorties in Europe. They used to come back and see the White Cliffs. That's how they knew they were back. That's where Beachy Head is as well. ASC, thank you for 1.5 years. The finances are doing pretty well considering all these subsidies and stuff. This commission, look at this. The commission from that job has really helped financially. But when it turns to Monday, I think all hell's going to break loose. That looks a bit broken. Put some pads on it while it's at it. Yeah, I'd like to go to Bletchley Park, actually. That's for Marketplace. That's what I want. Marketplace. Second hand. Tyres and brake pads. It's quite a bit. They're not in the best condition, these. That one's going for 30. This one's going for 36. And that's 44. Jeez, that suddenly makes that one look cheap. If we can get it for 27.5, we could fix it up. Yes. Got 2 big buses now. You're a volunteer though, nice. Tyres and pads. Done. Got 4 sets of tyres left. Get some more brake pads in. Do you remember last week when we was playing it and Pups was the mechanic and he kept going, oh, it's taking longer than expected. And it was literally taking like all day to do a job. And so far, this mechanic's not done that once. I don't actually know if you've got enough parking bays. Perhaps the mechanic was slacking. I don't know. Funnily enough, Carl, I had a look at Skylines again. I think a couple of weeks ago I was looking at through my Steam playlist, and I looked at it and thought, I wonder where Skylines is at these days. And I realised that they'd added some DLC, but it's been a while since anything's happened to the game. And I thought to myself, I don't know. I have to be in the right mood for it. That's what makes me wonder about Skylines too, because they seem to have come to the point where they've released everything they're going to release, is what it feels like. And that makes me think. Let me just go back and have a look at Skylines. Yeah, so Financial District was featured in December. So in December they released available now Financial District mini expansion. So they've kind of fleshed out the districts a bit more. With the skyscrapers and things like that. But they've not really done a lot to the game itself, I don't think. And I don't know where the mods are at. Like if they've kept up with it. Because some of my must-have mods may not even work, you know. Because the authors have moved on. Looks like we just about have enough bays. Alright, let's time jump. Oh, Pup's doing London. I don't know, he never came. Right, here we go. Here's the big numbers. 122. So that's the Lion. So 75. We're going to have to put the 0530 on that. City of Westminster, we have no metrics for, so we'll stick the Ramses on there and see what happens. And Music Man Loxton, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, guys. Hope you had a good stream. What's been your favourite game in the last 2 years? Oh, God. I don't know. I don't think I have one. I don't think I have something I can put my finger on and go, that was my favourite game. Get there early, need to spend a full day. Was that at Bletchley? I did that when I went to the States and I went to the Space Center. I did exactly that. I got there early, and I'm so glad I did because I got to see everything. I booked in early for the thing, and it was great because it wasn't busy, and I basically went round everything. But it does mean getting up, because it is quite a drive out to the Space Center. You know, because it is, you know, out in the middle of the swamps, basically, like on the coast. It's quite a long drive. Yep, walk right under the Saturn V rocket. Like, it's just unbelievable how big it is. It is staggering when you stand next to it. And then you can go through all, like, the astronaut complex where it shows you all the... Every single astronaut, you know, history about them. Brilliant. Rockets everywhere. Did you watch that video about KSP2? There was a video they made where they went inside the vehicle assembly building down at NASA, and they went inside the VAB and basically recorded like assembly sounds for background audio. Like he wanted to get the reverberation echo right, so that when he's putting all the background sounds when you're in the vehicle assembly building, they're all authentic. And then the same guy was invited to go and record audio from a launch. So he went down there with just tons of microphones, and he was like literally strapping them to the railing so they wouldn't get blasted away. And then he had to go, the minimum distance is like 2 miles, I think, that anybody can be there. And he basically was sat there with all his microphones. You get one shot at recording that. The Kennedy. 22 packs. That can go in a Sprinter. Yeah, I've never been to Texas, never been to Houston, so. $23, average 14. What have we really got? A CETO for that? We don't have anything smaller. Dear Sir, Madam, it turned out the original schedule of the Medics 1 was not yet optimal. We have therefore made the following changes which will apply from tomorrow. Monday to Sunday, current driving interval rush hour 30 minutes, new driving interval 60 minutes. Interesting, so we don't need as many buses. Boss wants to inform you that I've received an offer from another company with better pay. My salary is not increased. I will unfortunately have to accept the offer. Well, I mean, that would be a shame, wouldn't it? So let's just give you a little bonus. There we go. Quite literally, a little bonus. You get the feeling enjoy the space camp. What's at the space camp? Did Crybaby leave me? I don't know, actually. Was Crybaby a bus driver? No, she's still here. She's still here. The stress levels are down, which is good on all the drivers. Ouch. It's just a year-long stream. Long. Bus driver driving style. Maybe that's a training thing. One of the buses we got on in London, I think it was one of the ones coming back from Daly Pally. He was such a bad driver. City of Westminster. The schedule for the City of Westminster has been changed. Please take into consideration starting tomorrow. Current first ride. Right, so that's an hour later. Finishes an hour earlier. Half the number of buses. Okay. I mean, I don't care if they make it less busy. We're still getting paid the same, right? Oh, no, we're not, because we only get paid per tour. So they've basically dropped our income, is what they've done. Joseph, I find there's currently a lot to do. Could you please make sure that the overtime's reduced again? No, Joseph. No, we've got loads of drivers. Guys like, where, can I have less work, please? Where? Okay, do you want less money? No. Well, you don't get less work then. Nightmare, thank you for 54 months. Simulated missions, museum, and space stuff. I wonder if they'll have KSP2 though. mean, I've not even got to expanding this map yet. There's just so much to drive here. We've got the whole of the city of London to do, look. That's just bonkers, that area. Oh, we've got one left. That's cool. Oh my god. Up to 99. That's not happening. This URL, thank you for 96 months. You can't say Happy New Year at the end of January, dude. Come on. There's a limit. Waterloo. Clio. City of Westminster. KSP2 feels like Minecraft 2 to me. What? You got some new buses with camera mirrors. Danny, how do you get depth perception out of a camera mirror? Well, in the other playthrough, Dave, yes, but not this one. Because we've not been researching. I should really throw $7 at the problem and get some more tech coming. And old colleagues used to say Merry Christmas. Yeah, but he was just messing around, wasn't he? Well, I don't know as to what to say, Sommy, but I've not tried selling a bus since last week. And last week I wasn't getting anything like that, so maybe that's been patched. I mean, what is the thing that improves KSP into KSP2? I think the main thing is that in KSP1 you've only got the solar system. In KSP2 you'll be able to effectively go into hyperspace to go to different systems. That's one big change. You won't just have the solar system, that's it. You won't have one star, Sol. You'll be able to visit other stars. So that's a big change. Second thing is obviously the engine underneath. I think they're going to rework it to use modern hardware a lot better. Third thing is multiplayer, which will be added in a later release. Then they're aiming for much, much better sound and visuals, especially sound. So, you know, there's quite a lot of significant changes. And obviously the dev team that originally built KSP1, it's not the same team building KSP2. Like, the IP for it was sold to a different company, I think. But, I mean, if you watch the YouTube channel, you can see the team building it are really passionate. The cameras are split. The top angle is more wide than the bottom one. I don't know. The point is, though, Danny, is if I look in a mirror, if I look in a real mirror, my eyes see a slightly different image because the light rays hitting my eyes are different. If I look at an image taken from a camera, my eyes see exactly the same thing. So I get no depth out of a camera view. I get depth out of a mirror. And that's the bit I can't quite understand how drivers are going to get any depth perception. Maybe they don't need it. I don't know. Thank you for 84 months, Ian. This 30 points has taken a while, isn't it? But that's going to catapult us to 137 research points. Yeah, but I'm not being funny, Battle Cattle, but if you're reversing a car, your depth perception is not that important. If you're in a big truck reversing a huge trailer and you're trying to judge distance of the back of a trailer, you know what I mean? It's a bit more important to have a sense of depth. But, you know, without trying these newfangled mirrors, I can't actually tell you. You're not 100 to be honest, but you prefer them over wing mirrors. You'd be surprised, I think, Captain Flint. From, do you change car every year? Serious question. It feels like you do. You're not fuel KSP2 installer ships are going to use. NASA are going to be interested. Yeah, I mean, that's where they're getting into the realms of fiction, aren't they? What did you have before the Lexus from? I'm trying to remember. Oh, that was it. The GT86. Which you only had for 18 months. You didn't get on with it then? Rom, did you see that video I posted a while back about the Kia, the EV? Was it the EV6 GT? Is it? And there was like a driver took it around the Nordschleife, and it was the oversteer was unbelievable, like really bad for what is a GT car. It was every corner was just like, whoa. Monday, 8 p.m. You don't like SUVs? I thought you had an estate, Baz. I thought you had, it's the Audi. Can't remember what you've got now. But I'm sure you had an Audi estate, don't you? Is the RS4 or the RS6, something like that? That was an A4 Avant. I thought you had an S or an RS. I'm sure Audi just released a new RS6 estate, didn't they? Have a good one, Biff. I'm sure Olivia's fast in bed. Or will be soon, right? Sleep in bed. I need to start chipping away. I don't think you can repay. What, you can't repay a chunk of the money? You can only repay all of it? Stupid. Nine years old, yeah. What are you going to get next then, Baz? Like, in terms of powertrain, what you're going to get? You're going to go petrol, diesel, hybrid, hydrogen, electric? What are you thinking? Why is it 23, 26 and I can't skip? Why have I still got buses out at 11:30 at night? The heck? Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard Steam is the best, Baz. You got some paying 10k to dig up your garden to get an EV plug?
I think I broke something.
10k?
Baz will go all out electric Ev to save the planet, lol.
Well, apparently not. Why do you need 10k to dig up your garden? That doesn't make any sense, Baz. You can literally lay an armored cable like a few inches in the ground, and that doesn't cost 10k. His garden's made of pure gold. I'll come and dig it up if it's made of pure gold, as long as I can take everything with me that I dig up. Right. Yeah, $2,000's more like it. Even to like get the electrician to just run an armored cable, and even if you need a new fuse box, etc., all of that, it's still not going to cost that much money. We'll put you on the Lion. 75, we'll put you on that. 39, we'll put you on a Ceto. forgot gas powered with methane gas. Dude, Dave, where, like, seriously, where do you even get methane gas from? Like, if you had a methane gas powered car right now, Dave, how would you refuel it? Those expensive, especially wall boxes. It needs to be properly installed. Well, same here. You'd have to... Oh, right. If you've got a major electric job to do, then that's a different story. 35, 28. Give me the Sprinter. Yeah, if your house's electrics would need completely modernising, then that's a different proposition. Great expectations of the Waterloo Medics W1. Unfortunately, these expectations were missed by far, so there's no option but to discontinue the line. You're gonna discontinue the line? What? You can't discontinue the line. The game doesn't like paying me so much money, that's what it is. So I've got 150 things now to unlock the next one. Because that one's a joke. That one pays an insane amount of money. Great. Actually, Kiwi Jim's right, Baz. You should be able to get, like, the main fuse that comes in, they can... what do they call it? A split tails. They don't actually, because they did this with me, they don't actually touch your electrics in your house. Where the main line comes in, into the main fuse, Baz, they split it there, what they call split tails, and so that your charger takes directly from the mains off a separate feed, and your electric system stays as it is. So they split it, and then armoured cable to the garage, plug in, you're done. It would not be that expensive, Baz. And you wouldn't have to touch your house electrics. It depends where your main line comes in relative to your garage, because you've got to go from the main line, wherever your main fuse is, you've got to go from there to wherever you want to charge it. Waterloo Medics 23. These numbers have dropped massively. Well, yeah, I was going to say, it's not just the boiler that makes steam trains heavy. It's everything else, including the water and the coal. Drive your car on home weekends be killer for the batteries. It stands in the garage for 5 days. Not at all, Baz. If you charge your car to 80%, it will happily sit there. It will happily sit there for days. What ruins the battery, Baz, is when you charge it like maximum or minimum. That puts pressure on the battery. But if you just leave it in the 70-80% zone, absolutely fine. "24 hours of daytona incoming." Doesn't it start shortly? I think that's where Alex is watching there. Well, not physically, but outside. There's no AVS type, fair enough. Model Y is a big boot. Model Y is insane storage. Yeah, I don't think that's a fair comment anymore, Bez. I mean, you could say they look ugly at the front for sure. The front end is not the nicest looking thing, but the build quality is way better than you used to be. Way, way better. Yeah, that's a fair point, Bez. It's definitely not for everybody. It's surprising what you get used to not having, though. It's weird. Like, there are some controls that I'd like, but most of the controls I find I don't actually need or miss. It's weird. Well, see, Trissy, why would you want to ride in a car that you don't like? When is he going to cancel this? No, discontinue the line. When do they discontinue the line? Is it like tomorrow? 56. Westminster. Has NOS had the desired success? We hope more people use the line in the future. What is going on? This is really, like, the game is just being weird now. I've taken on 2 contracts. We've put buses on everything to deliver people. It generates the passengers, not me. I have no control over the passengers. And it's saying one line's not performed, so we're cancelling it, and now the other line's not performing. Like, what are we supposed to do about that? This is just bizarre. So basically, both of these contracts are going to get cancelled, which will leave us with absolutely none. Oh, it's gone already, look. It's literally removed it. It's actually removed the medic route. Just, there you go. It's gone. I don't understand. This is playing on normal difficulty as well. Like, the game, because it's a contract, the game is controlling the schedule. So it's telling me when to have the buses running, how often, and it's controlling passenger generation. So if it's then turning around saying, oh, the line's not as profitable as we thought, like, what can I possibly do to fix that? I can't get a new contract. It doesn't generate many of them. Like, if you go to new, you don't suddenly get more to replace the ones that have gone. Like, that's it. They're all a one-off. These don't refresh. So the next contract I can take is that one, but I can't take it yet until I've got 150 trophies. So it's not like, oh, that didn't work out, we'll generate a new contract. It doesn't do that. Well, possibly shifty, but it's a bit... The point is, it's a bit rubbish, if I'm honest. So basically, we're going to have to create a new route, aren't we? Because we've got a load of buses lying around now. Well, what's the point in making the Westminster anyway if it's not making money? Look at the city of Westminster here. And it's talking about not having enough packs. Well, I did upgrade a bunch of them. 0 passengers waiting. I don't know. It's all a bit odd. Let's create a new route and see if we can start making money again. Maybe we should do something. We're not really hitting up the shops, are we? Let's do that. We're going to need to come all the way along Oxford Street, so we need to come down. Selfridges. Let's do Marble Arch. Tottenham Court Road. I'm pretty certain buses can't get through here normally, but hey ho. Natural progress in the game seems to be get rid of missions so that you need to get rid of the bus network one by one, building more routes. It kind of feels that way. It's like a forced refresh. That's a big spike. 335, that's a big spike. Blimey. Right, how long does that take? 38 minutes. Let's say 50 minutes. Even 2 buses, 3 buses. There we go. 45 to 160. 50 to 170, blimey. Our buses are primarily 38 capacity. So is that an average? Average of 35? So if we do him for an average of 50. I still can't understand this rush hour thing. So that is 3 buses. Fine. Average of 50. Bit higher than we can deal with. So if we make it more frequent, average 35. But it spikes up to 130, which is presumably here. But if you don't run as often at rush hour, the spike comes down. How does that work? Don't get it. So if we take a bus every 15 minutes, but during rush hour, we only do every half an hour, we flatten out the massive spikes. Which is the opposite to what you would expect. Oh, hang on, I've made a boo-boo. Shopping run. Looks like you can have it run later than 8 p.m. Depends what numbers you want, I guess. Perhaps go to 9. Let's try that. According to this, we don't have enough buses. $93, 39 grand. Oh, that's going to need repairing straight away, though. The Lion's good value when you get one. Can't put that into operation yet. Annoyingly. Carry 2,800 packs. Research repair times. This one here has locked us up for so long. This is really annoying, this.